or tether themselves to us.
Yes, I do. What the fuck? Yes,
Yeah, but they're not trying to whitewash our history and say that they're the original natives. You guys are the ones trying to say you guys are the original natives.
Okay, right.
You guys are trying to replace natives too, and you guys are trying to blackwash the history. Yo, Christopher Columbus didn't see African-looking people. If he saw black people, he would say, "We see Africans. These people look like Negroes. These people are of African descent." If he saw you guys, but he didn't see you guys.
But I believe he did say something like
No,
that.
yeah. Listen, he said they are neither black or white. They are like the Canarians. Their hair is straight and coarse, like that of a horse's tail. Your hair, look, your hair is not like a horse's tail, bro. This is like a horse tail. Your hair's not like this, bro.
So he didn't say they were swarthy.
Listen, I'm swarthy. I'm swarthy compared to a fucking Latino Spaniard in the 1492.
What does swarthy mean?
In 1492, yeah, bro. Listen, you're going off of definitions. You guys are preaching to the choir, bro. Listen, you're talking to the people that you're trying to become, bro.
So what does swarthy mean?
You tell me.
What does swarthy
I'm telling you to tell me.
It means black.
It does not mean black.
Swarthy means black.
No, it doesn't.
Could we look it up?
It doesn't mean black.
Okay. All right. That's cool, right? So
listen, these are pale ass white people. These are pale ass white people saying that the natives are swarthy. I'm not a good example because I'm from the north. My people are indigenous to the Great Lakes, New York, and Canada. They're a little bit darker near the equator. But when they say, these are pale ass white people saying that you guys are not the Indians, you're not indigenous, I guarantee you probably don't even have native. And if you did, it wouldn't even be enough to join the tribe. So why are you guys even trying? You guys are just burning bridges with natives because it looks like you're ashamed to be who you are. It looks like you don't know who you are and you wish you were me. That's what it looks like.
No. Okay. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right? So are we gonna deny natives that also mixed with the indentured slaves that came across the boats?
Dude, you guys just like make shit up all the time, bro. We can't even really tell when you guys are being serious. Like you, like bro, like talk about you and your history. Let's find out what tribe in Africa are you from. Let's talk about that.
I don't need to.
Why don't listen, bro? This hole that you have in your chest that you're trying to fill with other people's culture is not. You're not gonna be able to fill it until you go learn who you truly are, and then you'll start to feel whole and complete. Because you're trying to fit all these pieces into your puzzle that won't fit, bro. These puzzle pieces are not fitting into your puzzle. Your puzzle piece is in the Niger Congo. I'm sorry.
I got pictures of my peoples, and they don't claim Africa.
Boy, you look like Africa, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that hurts you so much, bro. It makes me feel bad for you, bro. It's almost pathetic, bro. It's almost pathetic because you hate yourself. You hate yourself and your ancestors that much, bro. You can't even identify with them, bro. You want to be a lighter skin toned people. You wish you were a lighter skin toned people that had straight hair and better history. You know, it doesn't look good, bro. Makes me feel sorry for you and your...
My hair longer than yours, boy. My shit look better than yours.
It does not look better, bro. If we cut one of those, it's gonna be all snowy on the inside, bro.
It can never do this.
Bro, listen, your shit is gonna be all snowy and dusty. Bro, listen, proof that shit is dirty, bro. Cut one of those in half. I guarantee you it's gonna be all white in the middle. I guarantee you. The way you get that is from it being so dirty and nappy, it gets so tangled it doesn't come apart. That's how you get that, bro. Cavemen and fucking orangutans' hairs does that, bro. Orangutans, their hair is so long that it naturally gets dingleberries and starts to dread. Did you know that? That's what fucking Neanderthals and cavemen did with their hair, bro. It gets so nasty and nappy that it kinks up and does that, bro.
You wish it was.
Bro, no, I don't. No, I don't, bro. I'm sorry. I heard, bro, you guys don't wash your hair. It stink. I watch videos where it's a fucking pile of dirty ass water, yo, and it fucking stink, and they gotta cut those, and there's dust all in the middle of them. You guys don't even wash your hair.
Are you on a reservation?
Don't worry about where I'm at. And no, I live on territory off reservation. Yeah, it's like, bro, be proud of yourself, bro. You're trying to be something you're not while trying to change what that looks like. Nobody will ever believe you guys. Nobody ever is gonna say, yeah, yo, those are the real Indians. You guys will forever be the pretenders and the frauds, the wobbles, the pretendians, the fake ones, yo. You're not real. You are so unoriginal. So unoriginal. Yeah, just do your DNA. Just do your DNA. If you got DNA, do it. If like go to the tribe, yo. Join the fucking tribe. Stop trying to fucking rewrite history. They're like, yo, the white pretendians are trying to rewrite history. No, the fuck they're not. You guys are trying to. The white pretendians aren't being racist. The white pretendians aren't saying the original Indian was a white man. It's because you know why they're like that? It's because they live in a what is it? They live in a fucking black and white world, yo. It's a black and white world that they live in. If you're not black, you're white, yo. I'm telling you, yo. I've had black friends growing up. If you're not black, you're white. Oh. Damn, I wonder if we could get it going on Instagram too. You're mad boring to talk about, bro. To talk to. You don't have anything good to talk about, bro. Have some, like, get some more pride in yourself too, bro. It hurts me that you hate yourself that much. Like once I seen you, and I was like, damn, y'all. I usually don't feel bad for pretendians, but once I seen you put your camera on, that's when I started to feel bad. It was like, damn, it's sad, yo. It's fucking sad. It's pathetic, to be honest. We got motherfuckers that hate the color of their skin and their hair, yo. Like that guy was trying to cope by like trying to pull like some reverse psychology on me, thinking I'd be like, no, your hair is awesome. I wish I had it. No, fuck your hair. It's fucking dirty and nasty. Fuck. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm not trying to be mean no more either, yo. But people just make it too easy, yo. We can donate on YouTube. Oh, never mind, just for memberships. No, I think you can donate on YouTube. I don't think Gonda da count. Gonda da count. Babe. Oh yeah. Haha. Gonda da count. That's funny. That is a good one. Gonda da count. Let me see. What are we doing? Oh. Okay, Dogoji, that's enough. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys doing well? That's good. Gadangwe ta. Go dangwe ta. Gadangwe ta. Go dangwe ta. Go do sweat, Donnie. Go do sweat, Donnie.
Man, taking vitamins for my brain, man, help me focus better, you know?
Yep, get that vitamin D.
Lately, but yeah, bro, I just learned about the Comanches and their archery skills, bro.
Word.
Them dudes is crazy.
Damn, bro, that's cool.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah. No, they are basically I read that they were able to shoot 3 coins out of the air with a bow and arrow.
What? That's
Yeah, like
crazy.
some type of There are accounts of them doing stuff like that.
Wild. You just reminded me of something.
What's been up on your side, man? It's been a minute. Huh?
You just reminded me of something, a video I gotta make. But not.
There you go.
But nothing's same old over here, bro. Just trying to soak up as much knowledge as we can every day.
There it is, man. There it is. The pretending's giving you trouble, or are they backing off now, man?
They'll always give me trouble, bro.
Comanche had the original switch. Hell yeah.
They'll always give me trouble, bro. No matter what I do.
On their way out, man. Give them 10 times more, player.
I will, bro.
Yeah.
Two wobbles want to box you. I know. They all want to box. Bro, listen. They don't fight fair, yo. The fuck? And it doesn't matter if you win or lose in a boxing match because they'll just say they won anyway. It doesn't matter, yo. It doesn't matter, to be honest. They'll just... Dude, they're the type of people... Dude, they're the type of people to just say they fucking won, bro. They deny reality. They deny they're African. They'll just deny they lost. It doesn't matter, yo. That's the type of people we're dealing with. It's dumb. And then they're sore losers. They're the type to grab a gun or a knife or call the cops, yo. I've fought black people before. Most of the time they're like that, yo. They get their cousins or their big homie, or you're gonna have to look over the shoulder because they're gonna say they're gonna kill you. You know? So it's not worth fighting black people.
Yeah. I mean, it is if you like that type of lifestyle and you find it fun. But speaking about that, you know,
nobody thinks it's fun. All that shit's in the movies.
Was basically
all that shit's in the movies.
No. It's basically cowboy culture.
Cowboy what?
No, because I'm trying to talk about the Comanches right now. Where I learned that from was basically the cowboy cultures. The cowboys themselves were saying that the Comanches were that quick with the bow and arrow. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And cowboy culture, one thing about cowboy culture is you can't go around saying you're the quickest, you know. Imagine being in a certain place without somebody coming to challenge you. So for them to say that Comanches, you know, were able to do that, and I know someone said that there were multiple tribes that did that. I'm not saying that the Comanches are the only tribe that did that. They were just the tribe that I learned that were able to do that with the bow and arrow. But for the cowboys themselves to say that the Comanches, you know, were that quick with the bow and arrow, you know, that's saying something, because that's a culture that, you know, if they say something,
what's up, bro?
You know, they actually do it. You know. But yeah, that's pretty interesting, man. I got into archery recently, bro.
Word?
I thought the Mongolians had the best archers in the world. Now the Comanches do. Mongolians can't shoot 3 fucking coins out the air, bro. Yeah. I'm bounce, man. You take care.
All right, bro.
You know, don't let them people give you any problems. Oh, what happened with the legal problems too? You said you were gonna go after them legally.
No, they were coming after me
All these
legally, bro.
celebrities and
I
stuff.
mean, there's nothing I can really do, bro. I mean, what am I gonna do? Sue every person that fucking comes for me? Like, if I can't handle this now, how am I gonna handle real fame? You know? So there's nothing really I can do. I'm good. If people really wanna like try to hurt me, they know where I'm at. Just know if they really wanna try to hurt me that, you know, I keep protection on myself. So just know that it's a dumb situation.
That's good.
And you know what? All that stuff's in the movies. Like this, all it. I'm so sick and tired of people acting like black people are like some sort of like scary people. Native Americans are not scared of anyone. Black people aren't going pressing Native Americans. That's not happening in the real world. You know, no Native American is getting bullied or threatened or extorted or fucking pushed around or bitched. That doesn't happen. So like this whole like internet stuff, it's not gonna like. This is where it ends, to be honest, because but we're from two completely different worlds. We're from the res, and black people are from the ghetto. I've been to the ghetto, and it's nothing compared to the res. So I feel like I'm wasting my time going back and forth with these people because now they think that they're my equal. And me giving them the time of the day is making them my equal. So now I'm wasting my time going back and forth with crackheads, yo. Mulatto crackheads with identity crises. Mulatto crackheads.
They got identity crisis, man.
Yeah, mulatto crackheads with identity crises.
Oh no, it's all about perception, man. That is the whole media thing, right? Because they got ties with the Jays, right? If you know who I'm talking about, you know the group of people that I'm talking about.
The people that run the news.
You know the small hats. They got ties with them, so they got ties.
It rhymes with news.
So they're in the music industry. They're in the entertainment industry. Yeah. So look, they're in the music industry, the entertainment industry. The social media, yeah, that's also ran by, you know, that same group of people. So they put them on top, so to speak, on this thing. That's why, you know, you have so many influencers that are, you know, of that race, you know, of that black race, you know, compared to other influencers out there. That's by design. You know, so it only makes sense that we're fighting an uphill battle, but that's why I said, bro, it's fun. I like doing that shit. I like knowing that I got the whole world against me, you know, for spiritual reasons, but I like it.
Word.
It's very uplifting.
Knock it's out here. What is he in New York City or where is he? Where's he at out here? And he's in New York and he didn't even hit me up.
But I'm a bounce, man. You take care.
You too, bro. Thanks for coming by. See ya. Damn, he's in New York. He didn't even hit me up. Somebody go get him. You're right. They like to jump people and they'll lose and they'll tell everyone they won. You're right. I've witnessed it my whole life. Yo, I'm telling you. I am telling you exactly. Exactly, yes. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. They will say they fucking win. You can knock out all their teeth and they'll still say they fucking won. They'll say they fucked your girl or they fucking all took turns with her or that's just the type of people they are, yo. It doesn't matter if you win or you lose. They will say they fucking won, yo. They deny reality. Yeah, you beat one of them up, they're gonna jump you, yo. The fuck? These people don't fight fairly. It's dumb trying to meet up with these people. Bro, what's your haplogroup? I didn't get that far. I didn't take a haplogroup test. I don't really care like that, bro. That's for people that don't know who they are. I know exactly who I am, bro.
Being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete
I know
AI
who I am
creation
down to the
platform.
bloodline, bro.
Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna
with the original name. That's just a letter. That's not the original name. I know who I am down in the clan, bro. That's the original bloodline. Hoey. Hoey. Working on it. Hoey. Hello. How's everybody doing?
Riverside, the fastest way to go from idea to episode. Record your podcast solo or with guests.
The Nebra Sky Disk. In 1999, German authorities received a tip. An artifact of extraordinary significance was being trafficked through Europe's illegal antiquities network. Police set up a sting operation in a Basel hotel room, and when the exchange happened, they moved in. What they recovered would become one of the most important...
What it is, it's lagging because I'm playing a video and I'm on 3 different lives, yo. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hell no, they can't intimidate you or scare us because, like you, our people are natural born warriors. I'm an 85-year-old mom will be out here defending our people too. She'll physically fight. Gahunjeets. Yeah, these Hanjeets, yo. These Hunjeets. Yeah, yo. Why would you want to fight someone with that weak chin? Are you talking to me? Why would you want... Listen, natives beat the people you couldn't beat. Natives had y'all calling them daddy and master, just so you know, bro. It's like, you won't win that fight. I just watched a real Blackfoot beat the shit out of a fake-ass Blackfoot. Let's see. Got it on my page somewhere. Let's see. We'll find it. Real Blackfoot knocks out fake Blackfoot. Let's see. Gotta be around here somewhere. Here we go. Right about right there. Or not. Where the fuck is it, yo? The fuck happened to this shit, yo? I thought I shared something like that, but I can't find it now. My Siberian guy? You wish I was Siberian. Siberians are the ancestors to the American Indians. Just so you know. The people you wish you were. So you're basically saying I'm the OG of the OGs. And basically, calling a Native American a Siberian is saying that life started there and Native Americans are that. You're saying that life started there and I'm that. So you're saying I'm the original. In order for a Native American to be Siberian, you are saying life started there. Because why the fuck would I be that if life didn't start there? How the fuck would I be that if that wasn't even called that till the 1600s? Natives were well established in the Americas by the 1600s. By 30, 40, fucking 50,000 years. God damn. They contradict themselves. Calling a Native American a Siberian is saying, you are a Siberian because life started there? Or you came from there? Life started there? Because in order for us to come from there, that would mean life have to start there. And that means you came from there too. Or unless I got a totally different lineage and I don't descend from you. No, you do descend from. Then you're Siberian too, because how would I be Siberian? Oh. Yeah, it's making your brain work a little too hard, huh? Come on. They want us to be Siberian because they want the title. They want the American Indian title. That's what they want. And it's not that Native Americans, this is how they confuse people. Native Americans are not Siberians. Native Americans are related to Siberians, but also everybody in the world is related to Siberians. Why do you say Native Americans and not indigenous Americans? I say all three. American Indian, Native American, indigenous American. Excuse me. I say all three. They're all interchangeable. No, they call us that because they think in their small little brain that if we are Siberian, that means we're not native to this land or indigenous. And that means if we're not indigenous, that means it's an open slot and then they get to be it somehow. Literally, that's how their brain thinks, yo. That's how their brain fucking thinks. Is they think that if the Native Americans are not the natives, that means somebody else has got to be them. If we're not the Native Americans, that means that we just have a different name. We are always going to be those people, the people in history that are the Native Americans, the American Indians. Yeah, they're trying to trick people, yo. It's exactly what it is, a bunch of tricksters. Lazy, good-for-nothing swindlers. Lazy, good-for-nothing tricksters and swindlers, yo. Fuck. Don't be a trickster. Don't be a liar. You know what it is? It's the mentality of being in the ghetto. That dog-eat-dog world. I'm going to lie, cheat, and steal and try to get over as many people as I can until I get busted and caught. And then when I get busted and caught, I'm going out swinging and taking down as many as I can with me. And you know what? That's the way it is. And you know why I can say that? Because I've been there before. I've fucking been there before. And that's why if anybody was going to call any of these motherfuckers out, it would have to fucking be me. Because I've lived around these motherfuckers. I know how these motherfuckers are. Some of my best friends were black. I know. I know how these motherfuckers are. So if it was going to be anybody, it would have to fucking be me. It would have to be me. Plus, I'm the perfect one because I got 1% black. 1% Bantu. It would have to be me. Plus, I'm a city native, right? I'm a New York Indian, Buffalo Creek native, a sidewalk Indian at that, concrete native, urban native. It would have to be me. It would have to be me. Texas from California to they call me Siberian. I don't have a single drop of Siberian in me. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Not all natives have it. We got like South American in us, not Asian. That's what I'm saying. It's like Amazonian, Amerindian. We're like South American or something. We're not Asian, y'all. If anything, it's like a mix of like Asian and a South American. That's what, it's like that. Or it could be Melanesian, Hindu, Atlantean, fucking Siberian, European, African, and Hindu and Polynesian all mixed into one, and Aboriginal all mixed into one. Or you could just let us be who we are, the Americans. Like you let the Europeans be the Europeans, the Asians be the Asians, the Australians be the Australians, but the Native Americans gotta be the Asians. Nah, let the Native Americans be the Americans. That's because they don't like us because how cool our history is. Our history is that cool, yo. Is there somehow you can put me on the chat? Let's see. See what happens. What? You want to get out? Juan, Sigua. Yo, hey, yo, hey. Nah, I'm not gonna sing. What am I gonna sing? Play snake dance. I'll play some music. This is an adopted dance from our Ho Chunk village. Here we go. Here's a snake dance for you guys. Mikasuki.
To their Gregory and Catholics as well. But again, we continue to move forward. So we're not going to be like, hey, we're on and I got the no down, hey, she got the no down, hey, she not getting in and go not down. Done it, go not get it, done it.
song that that kid was singing at the end. This is the one that I'm used to. Send a request. Anybody that ever wants to talk to me can send a request anytime they want. The box is open.
Meet Squibbler, the AI book writer that transforms your ideas into fully developed chapters. With pre-made templates for all genres.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, I had it was going back to something you said that it was a last live that I seen you say something about like the maps of before the land got split, right? You said something about like how the natives was like I guess I want to be saying I guess I want to know how was the tribes were before the land split between each other from like the water, right? Like Yep and all that.
Oh, okay. So how were the tribes before the land split?
Yeah.
Don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah. Because I always think it's interesting because way before the water. I mean, I was asking even like, I talked to some religious people. So then I asked the same question. It's like, oh man, I don't know how all that. So, but yeah, man, it'd be interesting. But
I heard that. Okay, so I heard that people got placed. They got placed in the spots that they were they separated us, yo. That they literally took people and moved them from here. That they were made here, but they took them and they moved them across the water. That's what I heard.
yeah, that's crazy. That's interesting. I mean, that's what I'm thinking too. Like either that, but this is the biggest mystery I've been trying to figure out, right? And that's why I feel like it trips me out a little bit. I feel like there's a time gap. What I mean, from what religious people told me, like okay, we can say the Bible, Big Bang, whatever, all that, but it's still like it's feels there's a time gap. Like we can talk about the 1400s and all that, but I feel like there's something missing within that time gap where it's just like, we already know about the Christopher Columbus thing and this and that, blah blah, and all that. But during all that time, it's just is what it kind of puzzles my mind a little bit. So that's what that trips me out, I guess, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know what? Nobody really knows anything. I think what we should be doing though, we should be trying to connect the pieces, yo. To be honest, because we've been separated. So
Yeah.
all right, well, you got any other questions for me?
And that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to no. That's all I want to say. But if I figure out something, I'll hop back on the lap stuff.
All right, bro. Take it easy, all right?
Good talk to you.
Yeah, you too. Peace.
All right, you too.
Snake Dance. Song of the Plains. Where's this from? I want to hear other tribes snake dance. Apache. Oh, here's the turtle mound. Look, this is the turtle mound. I grew up dancing on this as a kid. Hey, welcome, Rebecca. Hey, thanks for becoming a member. You're the first member. How much did it cost? Seen that one too. I watched that one the other day where it's in black and white and they're dancing with snakes, real snakes. We had a cane when we used to dance, do snake dance here. We used to have a cane. It was a snake and they used to twirl it and it used to make it look like it was
these dances. Some will go back well over 1,000 years old, but we also incorporated some other dances of other nations. We have a gathering in the fall winter months where we renew the old songs so we don't forget them. Come up with new songs and we invite other nations to exchange songs and dances. Of course, these were done quite a while ago. Now all these dances that we do and perform are now all traditional among our people. This dance here particularly, this was adopted originally from the Cherokee Nation from down south. It's what we call the Cherokee Stomp Dance. And why it's called the Cherokee Stomp Dance, they used to rattle to keep the time of the music.
Yeah, we do. We have 8 clans.
you're gonna like this next song, because this is I will say this is one of my favorite dances, by the way. You're gonna kind of get a little amused by this one, because this is the chicken dance. You know, chicken dance, not the one you hear on the radio, you know, da 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 da, quack, quack. No. It's not that version. We have the original version of the chicken dance. You know, but really, we had wild chickens way back a long time ago. The chickens you eat today, I call them, they're imported. They're the ones that came in with the early settlers, like your Rhode Island Reds, the really good chickens you eat. But anyway, we have the original wild chickens, and in honor of that little feathered friend, this is what we call the chicken dance.
Your clan earlier, it was hawk or deer or snake. I know you said your clan earlier. Your dad is heron? The fuck? Yo! Chickasaw snake dance. Let's see Chickasaw snake dance. Let's see it. Deer, there you go. My grandpa was deer.
The digital life. It can get a little weird these days. That's why we built WebRoots all.
That makes sense. It's like a stomp dance. It's like a stomp dance, yo. You have something called a squad dance. The squad dance. Yo, well, they got a sign, a metal sign that calls my grandma a squaw. My 6th grade grandma. They call her the squaw of the Genesee. Squad dance. Squad dance? What? I can't even hear the song though, to be honest.
Long before cell phone, long before airplanes, long before automobiles, we traveled a long ways visiting other tribes and nations. This dance comes to us in the Southwest. Now in the Southwest, the Hopi people consider this dance a healing ceremony. So it's this comedy called snake dance. It's actually about healing and renewal.
Yo, what? the Hopi, they're saying that this is Hopi, and you heard our snake dance, right? I was gonna say, they're saying Hopi, but I heard we got it from the Ho Chunk. Right? That's what I'm saying. And then, it sounds like our song, to be honest, but we know that it's an adopted song. So, either we got it from our Ho Chunk brothers, or it's a Hopi song. And we got Hopi relatives in the chat right now saying it don't sound Hopi. Maybe the guy meant Ho Chunk when he said it. Hey! Damn, how long is this snake dance? Okay, here we go. No, you didn't mix it. I haven't played it yet. Land of the Serpent. They're not talking about the dance. They're talking about, obviously these are all powwow dancers. They're talking about the style of the dance. It's a It's supposed to be a Ho Chunk. That's what I heard. Ho Chunk snake dance. Let's look it up. Iroquois snake dance, and it should pop up where it got adopted from. Borrowed. Ceremonial and symbolic. Okay. Mikisuki. The fuck did we adopt it from, yo? Where did the snake dance from? Hopi. Wait, what? No, really? Why are they saying Ho Chunk? Indirectly through cultural transmission. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Likely tracing back traditions to such of those of the Hopi, which themselves may have roots in ancient serpent rituals from India or broader Old World Naga symbolism. Do you see this? The Hopi, which themselves may have roots in ancient serpent rituals from India. You guys see that, right? May have ancient serpent rituals from India. Yeah, yo, talking about the Hopi. It definitely ain't from India. I know that. I know it's not from India. But that's weird that it would say that. I'm not that gullible. Not that gullible. This is Land of the Serpents, Amaru. Indians in India come from us. Santa's supposed to be the original language of all. I believe that.
They come to the land and they pass out of this spirit realm. They pass out of this world realm and dance into the spirit realm.
This is snake dance. Yeah, this is definitely snake dance. Yo ho ah yo ho eh, yo ho ah yo ho eh, yo ho ah yo ho eh, yo ho ah yo ho eh. That's our version, but this must be their version. Here. You can hear yo ho ah yo ho eh, yo ho ah yo ho eh, yo ho ah yo ho eh, yo ho ah yo ho eh. You can hear it. pretty good. Koi Giant, Stone Cold. Let's check this out.
Welcome, wise ones, to our journey through the legends of the past. Today, we venture into the deep forests and tall mountains of the Iroquois people to uncover the fearsome tale of Stonecoat, the formidable giant or tribe of giants, depending on your...
The Watchers. Who's seen Noah? The movie Noah. The Watchers were the fallen angels that got turned into stone when they crash landed. They, from their fall, from the Pleroma or Skyworld or heaven, they crash landed, and these are your Watchers. Look from the movie Noah. The fallen angels that fell. You know what? If you listen to the creation story, Skywoman sounds like a fallen angel, but she didn't turn into a Watcher like this.
Source. Join us as we delve into the mystery and might of these ancient figures in the rich folklore of the...
I got some conflicting... We're going to watch this one, and I'm going to play you guys another video. This one talks about them actually being stone giants. So, yeah, stone giants are a real thing. And I got another video that I'm going to play for you that calls them stone coats. You got the stone giants and you got the stone coats. Are they the same? I don't know. Because stone coats literally is what it sounds like, a stone coat. A leather jacket with sap all over it and stone on it. Hey!
The Iroquois people. Stonecoat is the name of a mythical rock giant. In some tribal traditions, there is only one Stonecoat, while in others, there is a whole race of them. Stonecoats are described as being about twice as tall as humans, with their bodies covered in rock-hard scales that repel all normal weapons. They are associated with winter and ice.
Yeah, and you know what it is? They just got real tough skin. I'm gonna prove that to you guys too.
And they hunt and eat humans. In some legends, Stonecoats were once human and became cannibal monsters as a curse punishing them for evil deeds. In other legends, Stonecoats were never human, but were a tribe of primordial man-eating monsters. One story speaks of a great battle between the Stonecoats and the Iroquois people. Armed with cunning and bravery, the Iroquois warriors managed to drive the giants away by using fire and clever tactics, showing that intelligence and unity could overcome even the mightiest of foes. Another tells of Hiawatha, who encountered a Stonecoat while travelling through the forest. Hiawatha, known for his wisdom and bravery, managed to outwit the giant by luring him into a trap, where the Stonecoat's own weight caused him to sink into a bog, rendering him helpless. While the tales of these stone giants serve as thrilling stories, they also carry deeper meanings about the balance between humanity and nature, the dangers of greed, and the power of community. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the legend of Stonecoat.
Okay, now check this out. Are the Seneca the last of the giant race? Check this.
Everybody has heard about the cannibalistic giants in Lovelock Cave, the Sitka, right? Well, here in New York, you have the NFL team, the New York Giants, and it's because of my people. My people are giant. We're giant by nature. They call us the the Red Romans, right? Because of our constitutional democratic, it's so old. It's
Here, I'm gonna play you a part of this video though.
And that they
Listen to this.
Sent out against them. Thus, the whole country was put in fear when the people learned of their great strength and that they devoured men, women, and children. The Shawnees thought that the giants were descended from the branch of the sixth family of the Ungwahumwe, which passed over the Mississippi River on a grapevine and were separated from their kinsmen on the east bank when the vine broke. Without the guidance of Yawegon, they wandered to the northwest, much as vagrants without any knowledge of the arts of life. They forgot the rules of humility and began to eat their game in the raw flesh, leading them to become cannibals. They rolled their bodies in the sand to make their skins tough and impregnable to the arrows of their enemies. One day, a Tuscarora warrior discovered how this was done. He saw a stone giant hardening his skin while having a delightful time sliding down a sandy riverbank into the water. During this time of great distress, the Tuscaroras prayed to Taronyawagan, sending their words and minds to him upon the smoke of native tobacco. The holder of the heavens observed them in their helpless state and determined to help them. To do so, he took the form of a stone giant and joined the invading warriors. Brandishing his heavy war club, he led them away from the country of the Tuscaroras under a pretense of finding and bringing destruction to the 5 nations of the Iroquois. Taronyawago and the giants had traveled far and were weary late one day as they neared the strong fort.
Did you hear that though? That these stone giants were just regular people that were giants and kind of went feral or wild and lost their way. They got trapped on the west side of the Mississippi, and that they were the 6th branch of the Ungwahumwe family. That would be the Iroquois-speaking people. Also, the Susquehanna were an Iroquois-speaking people that were giant. And so they're talking about him on the beach, that they saw one of these giants using sand and rocks to harden their skin so arrows would just fly off of them. So were they actually stone giants? Do you believe that stones were walking around? Or do you believe that they were just big ass people with hardened skin? You know? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But yeah, there's all types of shit.
By blowing all the giants into the abyss.
So what it looks like is these giants that those guys were talking about was like our relatives that went wild or went rogue or got sick and, you know, kept eating people. They started craving that and they lost their way. They weren't civilized. They became literal savages, and those were our relatives, because you hear them say that they were the 6th branch of the Ungwahumwe, and the Ungwahumwe are the original people. Ungwahumwe is Seneca, Onondowaka Goano, for the original people, and that's what we call us. So, yeah, they're referring to the giants as being our relatives that are savage, and they...
Yeah, the 6th branch of the Ungwahumwe family. And if you guys want to watch this whole video in its entirety, go to the Seneca, the last of the giant race. Look that up on Google. Are the Seneca the last of the giant race? That's a good one.
$1,500 newspaper articles that all span from the early 1900s, non-stop discoveries of giant bones in mounds, some of them not in mounds. Some of them are giant bones that have Native American lineage, which is interesting because when you look at some of the writings of the earliest explorers to North America, and most of their journals, they describe the chiefs of each tribe as being a giant. 15.
Don't marry the person you can have fun with.
Every ancient civilization on Earth told stories about giants. The Hebrews spoke of hybrid monsters born from angels. The Greeks feared beings who could shake the planet with their footsteps. The Sumerians claimed sky gods engineered humanity itself. Native American tribes described red-haired
Look at that.
cannibals.
They're cats, yo. Those are vampires, yo. These are vampires. It's like a Lyran or a cat, yo. It's a dragon. It's like a cat, yo. It's like a type of cat. It's a vampire.
Had to burn alive in caves. Even the Norse gods lived in terror of their return at the end of the world. For centuries, we were told these were just myths, campfire stories to scare children. But there's a serious problem with that explanation. These cultures lived thousands of miles apart, spoke different languages, and had no contact with each other. Yet they all described giant races.
Exactly. Make that make sense, yo. Make that make sense, yo.
And here's what almost nobody tells you. They weren't describing the same giants. They were talking about entirely different species with different origins, different powers, different appearances, and different reasons for disappearing. Today, for the first time, we're breaking down 11 distinct giant races that once walked this planet. From biblical hybrids to extraterrestrial engineers, from geological titans to red-haired cannibals. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what made each one unique and the shocking reasons they were all erased from existence. If you love ancient mysteries, hit that like button right now, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Let's dive into the forgotten chapter of Earth's history. We begin with the most controversial giants of all, the Nephilim. According to the book of Genesis 6, verse 4, these beings were the offspring of the sons of God, widely interpreted as fallen angels who descended to earth and took human women as wives. The ancient book of Enoch, written around the 3rd, 4th century BCE, gives even more disturbing details. It says 200 angels, known as the Watchers, led by Semyaza and Azazel, came down, taught forbidden knowledge like weapon making, astrology, and even genetic manipulation, and produced children that changed the world forever. These Nephilim were not just tall. Ancient texts describe them as 12 to 18 feet high. Israelite spies sent into Canaan returned terrified, saying they felt like grasshoppers in comparison. They had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot. Some accounts mention double rows of teeth and elongated skulls that gave them an almost inhuman, predatory appearance. Their strength was legendary. They could crush stones with bare hands and move objects many times their own weight. Some texts even hint at telepathic abilities and the power to influence minds. In 1928, archaeologist Julio Tello discovered over 300 strangely elongated skulls in the Paracas Peninsula of Peru. These skulls had cranial volumes up to 25% larger than normal humans, only 2 cranial plates instead of 3, and unusually large eye sockets. DNA test.
Yeah, yo. See, these are our ancestors, yo. We are the... I hate to say it. I really do, because we're a humble people. Try calling me on Facebook. Stop paying attention to TikTok. Yeah, bro, why would you call me if I'm live, bro? Stop paying attention to Facebook, bro. I'm not paying to TikTok. It's not that I'm paying attention to TikTok. I'm paying attention to everybody. I see giant descendants all the time. I just be knowing. Yeah, they're everywhere, yo.
Tests conducted years later showed genetic markers that puzzled researchers. While some experts argue these were the result of artificial head binding, others point out the unusual features match descriptions written thousands of years earlier in biblical and apocryphal texts. The Nephilim became the ruling class of the ancient world, mighty warriors and warlords, but their enormous appetites eventually led to cannibalism when normal food could no longer sustain them. According to Genesis and the Book of Jubilees, the Great Flood was sent specifically to cleanse the earth of this genetic corruption. Almost all Nephilim were wiped out in the deluge, but not every trace disappeared. After the flood, new giant races appeared. One of the most eerie was the Rephaim, whose very name means shades or departed spirits. Biblical scholars believe they were either descendants of a second wave of fallen angel unions or carried corrupted genetics that survived through Noah's family. They stood 10 to 13 feet tall, with pale, almost translucent skin, gaunt faces, and long, thin limbs, looking more like walking corpses than living warriors. King Og of Bashan, one of the most famous Rephaim, slept on an iron bed that measured over 13 feet long. The giant Goliath is also described as belonging to this lineage. The Rephaim had a strange connection to the underworld. They practiced death cults and seemed to exist between the world of the living and the realm of the dead. The Israelites eventually hunted them down during the conquest of Canaan. By the time of King David, the last Rephaim warriors were gone. Closely related were the Anakim, literally translated as the long-necked ones. When ancient people saw these towering figures, the first thing they noticed was their unusually long necks. They were master builders. Excavations in Hebron, Jerusalem, and Shechem have uncovered massive cyclopean walls made of enormous polygonal stones.
I think these ones were in the Americas, y'all. These ones, these brick lane ones, yeah, I think these were the ones that were in America. Because look at the wall in Montana. That's what that wall looks like. Look at the walls down in Peru. And then you got the ones with the tall... This is a good-ass fucking video, yo.
Fitted without mortar. These walls stood 15 feet high and nearly 12 feet thick in places. The Anakim were defeated by Joshua and the aging Caleb, who, at 85 years old, personally drove out the last strongholds.
Good-ass video.
Their bloodline lingered only among the Philistines, where centuries later, a descendant named Goliath would face a young shepherd boy. Further east, two terrifying races guarded the borders, the Emim in Moab and the Zamzumim in Ammon. The Emim, whose name means terrors, used psychological warfare. Standing 10 to 14 feet tall, they were so aggressive and brutal that enemies often turned back before even encountering them. The Zamzumin had an even stranger reputation.
And you know what they look like? Mongoloid. Like, Denisovan Neanderthal giant. The ones that, I'm telling you, y'all, Mongolians, they're leaving out, there's a missing link of human, and it's Mongoloid. What's Mom in Seneca? No yet. Or Uk no yet. Ishtar and Mohawk? Ishtar? Isn't that fucking... That sounds like Hebrew, bro. Ishi is man in fucking... What's it called? Hebrew too. You know what's weird? I think there's a connection to Latin. Hongue. Not... I mean, there's a couple words. Hongue. Right? Hongue is man in Seneca. In Latin, hombre is man. Come on. Hongue, hombre.
Language sounded like a constant buzzing or humming, similar to the sounds mediums believed came from spirits of the dead. Both races were eventually driven out by the Moabites and Ammonites with what the Bible describes as divine assistance. Now we cross into Greek territory and meet the Titans. According to Hesiod's Theogony, these colossal beings were born from Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky. They stood between 15 and 30 feet tall with bodies.
Do you hear what they just said? That the Titans, this is the first generation of Nephilim, were made from the earth, Gaia, and the sky, Uranus. But natives say that we have our father sky and mother earth, and we were made from both. New York Giants, is this our bloodline? I believe that all humans are giants. We, what a human being is the giant race. All humans are giants. That's what we are. That's what a human being is. It's a giant, yo. We are a divine being, and we are the giants. We are the giants, people. We're the giants. Everybody's the giants.
That had mineral-like density, making them nearly indestructible. Some had skin that looked like marble or stone. Their powers were geological. Cronus could trigger earthquakes with his footsteps.
We're man, they're
controlled
human.
the sun and could cause droughts.
They're human, we're man.
Oceanus commanded the seas. They were living forces of nature. After a 10-year war called the Titanomachy, Zeus defeated them with lightning bolts and imprisoned the rebels in the abyss of Tartarus.
Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Who's Ungwe Hui and just heard what he just said? That Thor or whatever had to keep fucking lightning bolts shooting at the earth to keep these monsters deep in the ground, yo. That's what our people say. Our people say that once the lightning stops, these monsters will come out of the ground, yo. And that's why it's 24/7 lightning. But yeah, yo, that's our teaching. And this shit right here.
The massive Cyclopean walls at Mycenae and Tiryns, stones so huge that ancient writers said only giants could have moved them, still stand today as silent witnesses. When Cronus attacked his father Uranus, divine blood spilled onto the earth. From those drops, Gaia birthed the Gigantes, 20 to 40 feet tall, with serpent legs and bodies built for
fucking Abraxas.
War. They launched the Gigantomachy against the Olympian gods. The gods could not win alone. Only when the mortal hero Heracles joined them did the tide turn. The Gigantes were finally buried
after a 10-year war called the Titanomachy.
Some say volcanoes
Zeus defeated
erupt,
them with lightning
these
bolts.
buried giants still struggle. Not all giants were destroyers. The Cyclopes, Brontes, Steropes, and Arges were master craftsmen. Standing 12 to 20 feet with a single central eye, they forged Zeus's thunderbolts, Poseidon's trident, and Hades' helmet of darkness. Their enormous tools have been found at ancient forge sites across Greece. Then we come to one of the most debated giant races, the Anunnaki. Sumerian clay tablets from around 3500 BCE describe those who from heaven to earth came. Ancient astronaut theorists like Zecharia Sitchin claimed they arrived from a planet called Nibiru, seeking gold and genetically engineered early humans. Cylinder seals show tall, elongated, skulled figures standing beside normal humans. Sumerian king lists say their rulers lived.
So tall, elongated skull. That sounds like the Paracas skulls. Yo, what if the Paracas skulls are Anunnaki? Those people are giant too. Hindu gods are Anunnaki. They got 330 million gods. They believe in everybody's gods, actually.
lived for thousands of years. They brought advanced technology, flying vehicles, and large-scale mining. Whether they were literal extraterrestrials or powerful rulers turned into legend, the Great Flood also disrupted their reign on Earth. In the frozen north, the Norse feared the Jotnar, frost giants born from the primordial being Ymir. Some stood up to 50 feet tall and could summon blizzards and practice powerful magic called Seid. According to prophecy, they will return at Ragnarok to battle the gods in the final war that ends the world. On the other side of the planet, the Paiute people of Nevada told stories of the Sea Teka, red-haired giants between 8 and 11 feet tall who were vicious cannibals. In 1911, miners in Lovelock Cave uncovered mummified remains with red hair, giant sandals over 15 inches long, and handprints far larger than normal humans. According to Paiute oral history, tribes united, trapped the last Sea Teka in the cave, and burned them alive. In ancient Mexico, the Aztecs spoke of the Quinametzin, giants who lived during the fourth sun. Over 10 feet tall and incredibly strong, they built the enormous pyramid of Cholula, the largest pyramid on Earth by volume, and the mysterious city of Teotihuacan. Spanish chroniclers in the 1500s recorded seeing enormous bones and hearing legends of giants who tried to reach the heavens and were punished by flood and fire. 11 complete.
Did you hear that? In the third world, giants built a pyramid. It was not a tower. This is what I've been telling you guys. That giants built a pyramid to try to reach the heavens. And God punished them and flooded the earth. Come on, y'all. We have that story. All those stories when natives heard the Bible, Quran, or Torah, natives hear those stories and was like, yo, how the fuck did they get our stories? Cahokia in Ohio was the center of the world trade ever since. Yeah, New York City's 6,000-year-old city. They found crosswalk underneath the sidewalk when they're taking down buildings. It was crosswalk over the swampy parts in the New York City. So that's 6,000 years
different
old.
Giant races, different continents, different origins, different abilities, yet every single one vanished. What do they have in common? Most were destroyed by catastrophic floods, the biblical flood, the Aztec flood of the fourth sun, and similar deluges in other traditions. Others fell in wars against gods or humans, Titanomachy, Gigantomachy, Israelite conquests, tribal battles. Many were hunted because they became a threat through cannibalism, overreach, or sheer dominance. The pattern is striking. When these giants disrupted the natural balance, whether through genetic corruption, environmental destruction, or challenging higher powers, they were erased. Modern science shows that real megafauna.
The way you see an idea in your mind, the way you describe it to a friend.
For over a century, a cave in the Nevada desert has held one of America's strangest secrets: red-haired giants, cannibals, a hidden race supposedly exterminated in a single night of fire and smoke. And now, in the latest rounds of genetic analysis, scientists have finally cracked the case wide open. They extracted DNA from bones that were never supposed to surrender their secrets. They refined genetic markers that had eluded researchers for years. And what the most recent studies have revealed is something nobody, not the believers, not the skeptics, and not the historians, saw coming. This is the final chapter of the Lovelock Cave mystery. And it is not the story anyone expected to hear. Lovelock Cave sits buried in the hills of Churchill County, Nevada. A horseshoe-shaped limestone shelter overlooking the dry bed of what used to be one of the largest Ice Age lakes on the continent. It held more than 10,000 artifacts, the oldest duck decoys ever recovered anywhere on Earth. Human remains stretching back thousands of years, and a Native American legend so persistent that it seeded entire industries of books, documentaries, and underground theories of hidden history. A legend that claimed giants walked North America long before any known tribe. For over 130 years, that mystery generated arguments, lawsuits, broken alliances between scientists and tribes, and an ever-growing mountain of unverifiable claims. Nobody could settle it, not until the technology finally caught up. And in the last few years, it did. To understand what researchers are finding now, you have to understand how the legend began. The northern Paiute people have lived in the Nevada desert for thousands of years. Their oral tradition, passed down through generations, described a group they called the Saiduka. And here is the first detail that will surprise you. In the Paiute language, the word did not mean giants. It did not mean monsters. It literally meant tool eaters, a reference to the reeds that grew along the ancient lake shores where these people lived. That single linguistic fact should have stopped the entire legend in its tracks. It didn't, because in 1883, a Paiute woman named Sarah Winnemucca Hopkins published a book called Life Among the Paiutes. She described a small tribe of enemies who ambushed her people, dug up their dead, and were eventually trapped inside a cave by Paiute warriors who set the entrance on fire. But here is the detail most people miss. Sarah Winnemucca never called them giants, not once. She wrote, in her exact words, "My people say the tribe we exterminated had reddish hair. That was it. No 10-foot bodies, no cannibal armies, no superhuman race. And yet, over the next few decades, the story would be twisted into something unrecognizable. Because in 1911, something happened that changed everything. Two guano miners named James Hart and David Pugh walked into that cave looking for bat droppings to sell as fertilizer. Instead, they walked out with a story that would haunt American archaeology for the next 100 years. Hart's own written memoir described a mummified body, preserved in desert air, roughly 6 feet, 6 inches tall. With hair so red it looked like it still belonged to the living. Tall, yes, but not impossible, not superhuman, just unusually large for the period. But by the time local newspapers got hold of the story, the numbers started growing. Within 2 decades, the Lovelock Review-Miner was reporting skeletons 8.5 feet tall, then nearly 10 feet tall, wrapped in Egyptian-style shrouds, discovered by locals whose names shifted with every retelling. And here is where it gets darker. The bones were never preserved. Many of the most important artifacts were destroyed or sold off. One of the original mummies, according to the official scientific report filed years later, was boiled by a local fraternal lodge that wanted the skeleton for initiation ceremonies. Let that sink in for a moment. The most important archaeological evidence from the entire cave, destroyed for a club meeting. And with every decade that passed, the myth got bigger, the evidence got thinner, and the truth slipped further out of reach. For nearly a century, the questions piled up. Who were these people, really? Were they descendants of lost European sailors who crossed the Atlantic in ancient times? Were they Bronze Age migrants from Central Asia who somehow reached Nevada? Some claimed the hair was too red to be indigenous. Some argued the skull shapes looked wrong. Some pointed to the 15-inch sandals still sitting in Nevada museums today and insisted only giants could have worn them. Entire books were published. Television shows were filmed. Researchers wrote volume after volume arguing the Bible's Nephilim had crossed into America and been buried inside that cave. But none of these theories could be proven, because nobody had the one thing that could actually answer the question. Nobody had the DNA. Not yet. The situation began to shift a decade ago when a scientist named Eske Willerslev, one of the most respected ancient DNA researchers alive in the world today, arrived in Fallon, Nevada. He was working directly with the Fallon Paiute Shoshone tribe, and he had come for something extraordinary. 13 miles east of Lovelock Cave, there is another site called Spirit Cave. In 1940, 2 archaeologists named Sidney and Georgia Wheeler had found a body there, wrapped in tool matting, shoes still on his feet, preserved so perfectly by the desert that at first they assumed he was about 2,000 years old. They were wrong by an unimaginable margin. Later, redating pushed that figure to nearly 10,700 years, one of the oldest naturally preserved mummies anywhere on Earth. For decades, he had been stored in a museum vault. For decades, the tribe had been fighting to bring him home. They believed he was their direct ancestor. Skeptics, however, insisted he belonged to an extinct race that predated Native Americans entirely. There was only one way to know for sure, and Willerslev was the one man in the world who could do it. Under a strict agreement with the tribe, his team took a tiny sample from the Petros bone, the densest part of the inner ear, where DNA survives longer than anywhere else in the human body. They extracted genetic material 10,700 years old, and they sequenced it. The first result was stunning. The mitochondrial DNA, inherited only through the mother, belonged to haplogroup D1. That is a founding Native American lineage, classic indigenous American, descended directly from the first people who crossed from Siberia at the end of the last ice age. Then the Y chromosome, passed from father to son for thousands of generations. The result was haplogroup Q, specifically QM848, another founding Native American signature, no European markers, No Central Asian markers, no mysterious ghost population from across the ocean.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is based...
interesting.
But that was only the beginning, because the same research team also sequenced 4...
Why you never speak on white people stealing y'all identity and money? Do you know what tribe I am? Do you know that my people made peace with the white people? Did you know the white people just gave my tribe land last month and a few weeks ago twice? Did you know my tribe has 5 casinos and white people were stealing white people money with that? Like, bruh, not all Indians are the same, bro. Not all Indians and all tribes have the same story. Bro, yeah, white people are a traditional enemy, but we made peace with them. White people are supposed to be your enemy. I don't even know how y'all are letting them walk around free, untouched, after what they did to y'all. You guys need to go get some revenge, yo, and stop worrying about us. So white people gave you your land? They gave it back. They gave back our shit. Plus, my people buy it back. They take them to court. We do anything we can to do to get what's ours. We don't want to buy it back, but if we have to, we will, and we have. We buy it, we get it back, we take them to court, and some of them just give it back.
4 individuals from Lovelock Cave itself, dated to roughly 2,000 years ago.
See this skull? See how it's got 3 parts of the skull? The Paracas skulls do not have that. This makes me feel weird, these lines in the skull. I don't know, it gives me goosebumps looking at it, yo. Looking at those lines right there gives me goosebumps, yo. I don't know about you, but that makes me mad uncomfortable, those lines and those cracks in those skull. Is it just me, or does it do that to you guys too? I don't know, it just makes me mad uncomfortable looking at those. Yeah, yo, those fucking lines give me goosebumps for some reason, you know?
Or right, in the exact time window when the legend says the red-haired people were...
And look, this is a Lovelock skull. Look at how pointy it is. Look how pointy it is. That's a person with a pointy head, yo. Egg-shaped head. Yo, we really got shape like that, though. We really got a shape like that to our head. It's kind of like comes up like that because our people used to wrap our heads. Also, we got bigger, more space. We got bigger brain space, yo.
Alive and walking the desert, the specimen researchers call Lovelock 4, the one fringe blogs had been pointing to for years as proof of a hidden Eurasian bloodline. And when the DNA came back, the entire giant mystery cracked open. Every single Lovelock individual carried indigenous American haplogroups. Every single one. Mitochondrial D1, Y...
See? Everybody thought that these red-headed... This is what I'm talking about. They all think... Hold on, let me record this. So this is what I'm talking about. So throughout time, people have thought that these Lovelock Cave, Seatica, red-haired giant cannibals, these giants, right, with red hair, were some Eurasian or European or white group of people. When they took the DNA from the skulls and the bones, these people had maternal and paternal haplogroups that both originated in the Americas. No European, no Eurasian, no Asian, just Native American ancestry. And that's what I'm talking about. So let's see what else he has to say.
Chromosome Q, the same lineages as Spirit Caveman nearly 9,000 years earlier. And the same lineages carried today by the Falin Paiute Shoshone tribe, the direct descendants of the people who originally told the story. But here is what makes this case genuinely ongoing. The Y chromosome result was recently refined even further by a phylogeneticist named Michael Sager. He identified it as a previously unknown indigenous American subbranch called QFTC17883, a branch that split off from other Q lineages roughly 15,000 years ago, long before any Bronze Age movement happened anywhere on Earth. And this lineage still survives today in at least one living Paiute man in Oregon. The story did not end with the original sequencing. It is only now being fully understood. Let that truth sink in for a moment. For over 100 years, people had claimed Lovelock Cave contained the bones of foreign invaders, of Nephilim. of lost European settlers, of Central Asian migrants, of a race so different from Native Americans that they had to be exterminated. And every new round of analysis, every refinement of the genetic data keeps confirming the same uncomfortable truth. Every single one of those ancient bodies was a direct ancestor of the tribe still living in that valley today. The mystery wasn't that Lovelock Cave held strangers. The mystery was that it held family. Willerslev himself said it on the record. In his exact words, our study proves that Spirit Cave was actually genetically closer to contemporary Native Americans than to any other ancient or contemporary group sequenced to date. There was no...
See, that's what I'm talking about. So when they're finding all of these weird-ass cultures and written languages and bones in the Americas, we are the ones that are going to be connected to it the most. Even if they had fucking red hair and blue eyes. Nobody else was here but us. And when they take our DNA, they don't have... Like, this place was colonized last. They didn't even know about this place till fucking not even 500 years ago. You know? They thought that this is like the new world, lost world to them. So whatever DNA we already had, when they took our DNA, even if you had admixture, it's already classified in the system as Native American. Even if you have ancient Israelite, ancient Atlantean, ancient Egyptian, ancient Hindu, whatever DNA you have in your system right now, when they took our DNA, got classified as Native American. So it's kind of lost. You know what I mean? Because it's already classified as Native American DNA. It's in the system. Whatever DNA we had. We could have had admixtures. So whoever we were, whatever admixtures we had when they got here is what became that's Native American DNA. You understand?
Hidden bloodline, no suppressed history, no giant race. The bones belonged to the very people who had been telling the story for generations. And after nearly 8 decades of legal and scientific battles, the United States Bureau of Land Management finally returned Spirit Caveman to the Fallon Paiute Shoshone tribe. He was buried again, in private, in his own land, with his own people. An ancestor went home, but the deeper mystery remained unsolved for years after that. The one question that had fueled every conspiracy theory, every book, every documentary for over a century. If these people were Native Americans, if the DNA was so clear, then why, after all these centuries, was their hair still red? The answer is chemistry, not ancestry. And more recent analysis has only sharpened that conclusion. Human hair contains 2 kinds of pigment. The first is called eumelanin. It is dark brown or black. It is also structurally fragile. The second is called pheomelanin. It is yellow-red, and it is remarkably resistant to time.
Everyone keeps asking me how I do my podcast alone. The answer, Riverside.
When a body is buried in certain conditions, dry desert caves, oxygen-rich sediments, even acidic peat bogs, the eumelanin slowly breaks down. It oxidizes. It fades. But the pheomelanin stays exactly where it is. So what happens after 500, 1,000, 2,000 years pass? The dark pigment disappears, and what was once black hair begins to look rusty red. Peer-reviewed studies have confirmed this exact chemical process in laboratory conditions for over 2 decades now, and it explains something remarkable. The famous red-haired mummies of China's Tarim Basin, chemistry, the bog bodies of Europe with their copper-colored hair, chemistry, Egyptian mummies with reddish tints, chemistry, and the red-haired dead of Lovelock Cave, whose hair convinced generations of Americans that a European race had been wiped out in Nevada, chemistry. Their hair in life was almost certainly black, the same as every indigenous American alive today, but buried in a dry desert cave for 2,000 years. Mono oxygen slowly did its work. The pigment shifted, and a scientific illusion was born. As for those 15-inch sandals, archaeologists now believe they were worn over thick foot wrappings in cold weather or used in snow. As for the 10-foot skeletons reported in the old newspapers, no bones were ever preserved, no scientific measurement was ever taken. They existed only in ink on paper. And this is where the real lesson hides. For over a century, an entire culture insisted the people of Lovelock Cave were foreigners, invaders, outsiders, a lost civilization that had somehow been erased from history, and the indigenous people who actually lived there, who carried the real oral history of what happened, were dismissed. Find Sarah Winnemucca's book sat on library shelves for nearly 140 years before science finally caught up to her. Her testimony said it was a local conflict between her people and another group who shared the same stretch of desert. And every layer of genetic analysis, from the original sequencing to the most recent Y chromosome refinements, keeps proving she was right, every word. What this means is profound. Ancient DNA is no longer just a tool for tracing ancestry. It has become a mirror that reflects back the stories we invented to fill the gaps in our knowledge. And when that mirror is finally held up to Lovelock Cave, what stares back is not a race of giants. It is the face of the people who were never listened to in the first place. Lovelock Cave was never the grave of strangers. It was the grave of family. The red hair was oxidation. The giants were newspaper ink. The cannibal war was a local conflict mythologized and exaggerated over centuries until it swallowed the truth whole. And the real answer, locked inside a petrous bone for 10,700 years, was finally spoken by strands of ancient DNA in laboratories across the world. Somewhere, right now, in labs from Denmark to California. Researchers are still pulling new genetic data from old bones. Every new study brings another.
Yeah, so basically, the bones of the Lovelock Cave were just Native Americans. They weren't anything special about them. That the red hair was because that's what happens to mummies' hair over thousands of years, because the chemical and the oxidation, because they're pheomelanin, it's red yellow. I wouldn't say natives are pheomelanin though. I'd say we're dark melanin, y'all. Cause you got like purple and pink, yo. You know what I mean? You got purple and pink. You got some natives that are purple and some natives that are pink. If you know what I mean. You know? We're kind of in the middle. Further south, more purple. Further north, more pink. But that makes sense. The lighter natives would be the taller natives. The darker natives would be the shorter natives. And that shortness, people like to say that little short is the Twa from Africa, yo. They try to say pygmies from Africa came over here. Wait, you know what I'm doing though? I'm looking at Eskimo creation stories, yo. You guys want to look up some Eskimo creation stories? Because that sounds interesting as fuck. A nice ass blunt. All right, y'all. You know what I never heard? Incan creation story. Creation myth. Let's hear it. Let's listen to it. Cool shit only.
Before the universe took shape, before mountains rose to meet the sky and rivers carved their way through the earth, there was nothing but a dark, silent void. Imagine a world suspended in utter darkness, a place where not a whisper of life existed. There were no stars, no rivers, no warmth, just a vast emptiness. An emptiness so deep and formless it seemed impossible that anything good could ever emerge from it. However, a miracle happened. From out of this void emerged Viracocha, the great creator, a figure who commanded power beyond comprehension. He stood alone.
That boy's mad obsessed, yo. That guy, all he does, like, he posts more about me than himself. Like, bro, like, your page is supposed to be about you, not about me. It's not supposed to be a fan page about me.
Alone in the darkness, observing the chaotic abyss around him, and knew something had to change.
Yes.
Viracocha didn't waste any time. With a commanding sweep of his will, he began shaping the land. His first act was to raise the towering Andes Mountains. Valleys stretched out beneath his hands, cradling streams and rivers that would soon burst with life. He carved out the coasts where waves would eventually crash, and his touch gave form to the deserts and fertile plains. Viracocha's work was deliberate. He was not just crafting scenery, he was setting the stage for an ordered existence. Yet, Viracocha's world was empty without beings to populate it. His first attempt at life came in the form of giants, enormous creatures made of stone. These giants lumbered across the earth, towering over the landscapes he had
That sounds like the Watchers.
created. However, they were unruly, defiant of Viracocha's order. They ignored the purpose they had been given, trampling on the natural world and bringing chaos where there was meant to be harmony. Displeased, Viracocha couldn't allow this disorder to continue. So, in a wave of anger and disappointment, he unleashed a cataclysmic flood. Torrents of water surged across the land, swallowing the disobedient giants and wiping away all that was left of his flawed first creation. When the floodwaters finally receded, Viracocha was left with a blank slate. This time, he knew he had to be more thoughtful and meticulous. His goal wasn't just to create life, but to establish a world where balance and respect for nature reigned. He crafted new rivers that sparkled in the sunlight, forests that whispered with the wind, and plains that would one day ripple with fields of crops. The world was vibrant, brimming with potential, but it was still missing one thing. With the world freshly crafted and the floodwaters now a distant memory, Viracocha knew his work wasn't done. He had made a beautiful and vibrant landscape, but he understood that maintaining this harmony required more than just a watchful eye. It needed guardians, beings with the power and wisdom to oversee the natural forces he had set into motion. So, Viracocha created the first gods, each with a specific domain, to ensure balance and order. Inti, the sun god. The first and perhaps the most radiant of Viracocha's creations was Inti, the god of the sun. Inti burst forth with an aura of warmth and light that made the world come.
Inti? Yo, Inti, the god of the sun. Yo, in Seneca, we say Indi Kagekwa. Yo, Inki, Inti, and then we say Andy. Andy is daytime. Andy. What? I told you we fucking came from South America. Let me record this. Look. Ande Kagekwa. Andy, yup, Andy. Right there. See it? Ande Kagekwa. Daytime sun. Ande Ka. Ande is day. Ande.
Come alive. When he ascended, Viracocha created the first gods, each with a specific domain, to ensure balance and order. Inti, the sun god. The first and perhaps the most radiant of Viracocha.
Inti, the sun god, right? And in Seneca, Andi is day or daytime. So Andi Kagekwa is the daytime sun. Told you we came from the south. And that's Incan creation story. But here we go. Let's go. Sorry, I clipped that real
Viracocha's
quick.
creations was Inti, the god of the sun. Inti burst forth with an aura of warmth and light that made the world come alive. When he ascended into the sky, his golden rays transformed barren fields into fertile lands, giving life to crops and ensuring the prosperity of the Inca people. It's no wonder Inti became such a revered figure. The Inca knew that without his light, their existence would be bleak and fruitless. Inti's presence was a daily miracle.
Inti and Andy. There's a connection, yo. Inti. Oh, Andes is Quechua. Andes, Inti, it's Inti, I-N-T-I. And then Andy is daytime. Andes is Quechua. Yo, that's cool. Andy, we got lots of sa, ga, da, wa, ha, ja, sna, sa. And then gay, way, hey, nay, say, j, day, way. Right? Go, ho, no, do, wo, ho. That's what our language sounds like. A, E, I, O, U. That's it. No B's, no P's, no F's, no L's, no M's, no R's, no V's. It's the original language.
Reminder that the sun was the giver of life, a force that demanded both gratitude and respect. Inti was depicted as a regal, radiant figure with skin that glowed like molten gold and eyes that
You'll talk and your lips won't even touch. So, Tiganya gehe no wagi saying denga ye hodi nuts can't joya ni gaso ne ono doa kago and kago no rani ni gaso ne English go no di was saying digyo no goes yakos why say any sanction den Georgie up no yeah. Go dai onga aga dai onga hodi na shoni ni ono doa ga ni ga non da se ga dages gan hono jade kick no get. So your lips don't even have to touch.
shone with the intensity of a summer sun. His flowing robes were the color of the brightest sunlight, and a massive golden disc crowned his head, representing the sun itself. In his hands, he carried golden rays that he could cast upon the world, bringing both life and heat. Mama Quilla, the moon goddess. To complement Inti's brilliance, Viracocha created Mama Quilla, the goddess of the moon.
Viracocha? That sounds like Coachella or something. Is Coachella a native word?
Soft silver glow was a stark contrast to Inti's blazing light, but it was just as essential. Mama Quilla ruled the night sky, bringing a sense of calm and order to the darkness. She was the protector of women and the guardian of marriage and family, her influence guiding both the cycles of nature and the rituals of human life. Her phases were carefully observed, marking the rhythms of planting and harvest, and her presence was a comfort to those who found peace.
Is there any movies in Seneca? I don't know. They should be. I thought there was. I don't know. Let me ask my friends on Facebook real quick. That's a good one. Maybe we can look on YouTube real quick.
Under her gentle light. Mama Quilla was a vision of serene beauty, with silver hair that cascaded like moonlight over her shoulders and eyes that shimmered with a gentle, otherworldly glow. Her skin had a pale, almost luminous quality, and she wore flowing robes of soft white and blue that seemed to ripple like moonlit water. A delicate crescent moon rested on her forehead, and she often held a silver chalice, representing the moon's phases. Pachamama, the earth goddess. Next came Pachamama, the nurturing spirit of the earth. Her creation was a necessity. The world would never thrive. Pachamama was the embodiment of fertility, a goddess who provided the soil's richness and the bounty of the harvest. Farmers would offer her sacrifices, burying coca leaves or pouring chicha, a traditional fermented drink, into the ground to ask for her blessing. Her generosity allowed life to flourish, but she was also a force to be reckoned with. When disrespected, Pachamama could unleash natural disasters, reminders that she demanded care and reverence. Pachamama had a form that mirrored the lush, life-giving land she governed. Her skin was the rich brown of fertile soil, and vines and flowers wove themselves into her
Get on Facebook and YouTube, bro. It's way more lit than TikTok. I don't know if you're on Facebook like that, but make a Facebook and a YouTube account, bro. I just joined the monetization partner program on YouTube, so I'm gonna start getting those subscription things hanging up on the wall. So I didn't get one yet, but that's where we're headed. Hell yeah, yo. I love being on 3 Lives.
Long dark hair. Her eyes sparkled with the green of new growth, and she wore a dress made of leaves, blossoms, and flowing rivers. Her presence exuded warmth and life, but when angered, storm clouds seemed to gather around her, and her gentle features grew fierce. Ilapa, the god of rain, thunder, and lightning. Viracocha's creation needed water to sustain it, and so he brought forth Ilapa, the god of rain, thunder, and lightning. Ilapa's arrival was anything but subtle. He appeared as a mighty warrior, wielding a club and a sling that cracked lightning across the sky. His temper could be fierce.
A club and lightning. That's Thor, yo. Come on, y'all. Why hasn't anybody done this yet? We live in a day and age and we have access to everybody's information now. Nothing is sacred anymore. Nobody has went through indigenous culture and made the connections to the different cultures and proved that we are the original people. They have our culture. They have our stories. We don't have their stories. They have our stories. That's why they can't trace our languages coming from theirs. It's because our language is older.
And his storms were both a blessing and a curse.
We're living in historical times right now, so this is not the first time people have had these conversations. This is the first time people have had these conversations while documenting it, though.
The Inca prayed to Ilapa when the fields were dry and the crops needed rain, but they also feared his destructive power. Ilapa kept the world hydrated and fertile, but he also reminded humanity of nature's raw, untamed strength. Ilapa was a towering, muscular figure, clad in armor made of glistening storm clouds, with lightning crackling around his body. His hair was wild and dark, like storm-tossed waves, and his eyes flashed with blue-white light. He carried a heavy club carved from obsidian, and a sling rested at his side, ready to hurl bolts of lightning.
A club? Come on, yo, that's Thor right there. That is fucking Thor. I'm sorry.
When he moved, the air seemed to charge with electricity, and thunder rumbled in his wake. Mama Kocha, the sea goddess. Understanding the importance of water in all its forms, Viracocha created Mama Kocha, the goddess of the sea. Mama Kocha was a protector of sailors and fishermen, a source of life for coastal communities. Her waters teemed with fish and provided nourishment, but she also held the power to wreak havoc with tidal waves and storms. Her domain extended to lakes and rivers, and she was invoked to keep the waters calm and bountiful. People who depended on the ocean made offerings to her, hoping she would keep their journeys safe and plentiful. Mama Kocha was a graceful, fluid figure with hair that flowed like ocean waves, constantly shifting from deep blue to shimmering turquoise. Her eyes were the color of the sea, sometimes calm and clear, other times dark and stormy. Her dress seemed to be made of flowing water, adorned with seashells and pearls that caught the light. She often held a trident or a conch shell, symbols of her power over the ocean's depths. Supe, the god of death and the underworld. The balance of life required a guardian of death, and so Viracocha created Supe, the god of the underworld, known as Ukupacha. Supe ruled over the spirits of the dead, and his realm was a shadowy place filled with both mystery and fear. The Inca had a complicated relationship with Supe. He was both a necessary figure in the cycle of life and a source of dread. Miners, who often disturbed the underworld with their work, made special offerings to Supe to avoid accidents or curses. His presence was a reminder of mortality and the spiritual trials that awaited in the afterlife. Supe was a shadowy, sinister figure, with skin the color of ash and eyes that burned with a deep, unsettling red. His long, tangled hair was black as night, and he wore a cloak woven from shadows and smoke. His hands were clawed, and he carried a staff adorned with the skulls of the dead. When Supe...
That's fucking Hindu. Not Hindu, but fucking the one with it sticks its tongue out. And it's got the skull necklace. You guys know what I'm talking about. And it shoots. Yo, come on. Like I said, you can find every culture in the world. I need to learn more about my East. I'm slacking on my Eastern religions, though. That's where I'm lacking. I'm lacking in my Eastern religions.
Day appeared, the air grew cold, and an eerie silence settled over the land, as if the world itself were holding its breath. Khan, the god of rain and wind. Next, Viracocha created Khan, a god who controlled the rain and wind that swept across the coastal deserts. Khan's role was to balance the dry and humid climates, ensuring that neither extreme overwhelmed the land. His power was subtle but vital, affecting weather patterns that could make or break the agricultural cycles. The people who lived in regions dependent on his gifts were careful to honor him, for Khan's temper could bring both life-giving rain and relentless storms. Khan had a slender, almost ethereal form, with skin that seemed to shimmer like desert heat waves. His hair blew around him in an invisible wind, constantly shifting between gusts of silver and whispers of sand. His robes were light and flowing, made of mist and swirling air currents. He carried a staff made from driftwood, and when he exhaled, a warm breeze or a fierce wind would blow, depending on his mood. Apu, the mountain spirits. Finally, Viracocha breathed life into the Apus, spirits that dwelled in the majestic Andes Mountains. Each mountain had its own Apu, a guardian spirit that protected the surrounding land and its people. These mountain gods were revered in ceremonies, and offerings were made at their peaks to gain their favor. The Apus were powerful protectors, but could also bring down wrath if disrespected. The mountains were seen as living entities, each Apu playing a crucial role in the health and spiritual balance of the land. The Apus were mighty, towering spirits whose forms reflected the mountains they guarded. Their skin was rugged and stone-like, with veins of precious metals glinting beneath the surface. Their eyes were deep and ancient, full of the wisdom of the ages. Some Apus wore cloaks of snow and ice, while others were adorned with lush greenery and cascading waterfalls. They often carried staffs carved from ancient rock, and their voices echoed like the rumble of an avalanche or the whisper of a mountain breeze. With these 8 gods now in place, the world had the guardians it needed. Viracocha had created a divine order, a system where each force of nature had its ruler. But as the story unfolds, we'll see that even with these deities in place, the struggle for balance would be a constant challenge. Hey everyone, just a quick intermission here. I wanted to say thank you for watching this video. It really means a lot to me. Did you know that over 80% of you who are watching right now aren't subscribed to the channel? If you've enjoyed this content so far, it would be incredible if you could hit that subscribe button. It's a small gesture, but it really helps the channel grow and ensures that you won't miss any more of our fascinating stories we explore together. Also, if you're feeling generous, please give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share with anyone else who may enjoy it. Your support really does make a difference and keeps the content coming. Thanks again, and let's get back to the story. With the world finally set in motion, the land lush and vibrant under the watchful eyes of the gods, Viracocha turned his attention to the beings who would inhabit it. His previous attempt, the Stone Giants, had ended in disaster. This time, he needed to create a race that would live harmoniously, honor the divine order, and appreciate the gifts of the earth. So, he carefully fashioned a new kind of life.
Where's the Wabos today? Yo, I think there's a decline on Wabos right now. Pretendians. I think they're snapping out of it. Yo, we kind of have been giving them like cold shoulder vibes. For real, yo. Is it just me, or has there been less pretendianism? Or is it just me? I think we destroyed them, yo. I think we really destroyed them. Emotionally, physically, evenly. I think we got a little bit more than even, too. So, time to take it easy on these motherfuckers now. Motherfuckers might hang it up. That's how bad we kind of exposed them pretty bad. They want to sue me. They're threatening to sue me. All types of shit, yo. Like multiple different groups of people want to sue me. Hurt me, fucking fight me, pull up on me, box me, all types of shit, yo. expose me. There's nothing to expose. But most of all, yeah, we have destroyed them. There's a lot less. That's what I've noticed. It's been less stressful lately. But what has happened is some of the ones that are around became more extreme. They're getting violent. Trying to, at least. But I think it's all taught. I don't think these motherfuckers are really built like that. Because remember now, these pretendians aren't. These are the nerds in their communities. The black sheep, the outcast, like the geeks, the hippies is a good example. That's who these people are in their community. They're not the chiefs. They're not the leaders. They're not the big homie. They're the little homie, the little guy. They're not even the homie. They're the fucking geek that couldn't get in. Too white, acted too white. That's who they are. These are not real fucking thug gangsters. That's not even real. That's all in the movies. Like how like black guys are supposed to be like these gangster guys. That's all in the movies. That's not really how it is at all. It's all in the movies. Seriously, that's all fake and facade. Black guys aren't out crashing, out fucking trying to fucking press people up randomly on the street. It's all fake. It's not like that. Especially in jail. When I got to jail, I thought it was going to be like somebody was going to fucking, big black dude was going to try to take my fucking whatever. That never happened. That doesn't happen to anybody, actually. To nobody. If it happened, anybody tries to do that to somebody, that person is probably going to get it done too. All this whole facade of what people think these people are it's fake, yo. I'm around these people. I'm in Buffalo, yo. It's not like that, yo, at all. It's fake. The negative stuff gets blown out of proportion. Everybody's just as bad equally. Some, yeah, they're a little bit more dumb, but they're not. There's a difference between being tough and being stupid. These people are not tough, they're stupid. Just because you fucking unalive someone doesn't make you tough. It means you're dumb. You just threw away your life to prove because someone stepped on your Jordans or cut you in line at McDonald's. That's dumb, yo. That's not tough. That's not gangster. What's gangster is fucking being able to live to be an old man without getting killed or fucking up your life and having to spend the rest of your life next to a man in a cell. That's gangster. That's not gangster fucking throwing away your life and going to the system. What's cool about that? You like that shit? Because I've given years of my life to the system. And I hate that shit. I hate being around fucking nothing but dudes. It's whack. And some people like that, yo. A lot of them do like that. But I'm telling you, all that gangster fucking thug shit is not real. Jail is not like that. It's not like that, yo. I'm telling you, it's natives aren't getting bullied. Fucking Mexicans aren't getting bullied. That shit doesn't fucking happen to us. So I'm so over all this fucking fake ass fucking AI. People trying to act like that's a reality. It's not a reality. That's why you have to make shit with like that with AI. You make dream catchers. Sometimes you'll make me one. I want a real one. Yes, give me one, y'all. Fuck. Mexicans run the prison. That's why. Yeah, it depends on where you're at. Here in New York, though, it's a blacks run the jails. The Bloods and Crips, yo. It's all black people up here in the jails. Maybe Mexicans out in California, but over here in New York, yeah. They do. That's by design. They can't have you running around free around here, especially if you fucking think you're gonna fucking kill anybody that looks at you wrong. Yeah, they're gonna fucking lock you up and throw away the key. For good reason. You get 3 strikes. You get fucking 3 strikes. If your third strike, you're out there and you're fucking hurting people because they're looking at you wrong, Yeah, they'll fucking throw away the key on you, but I'm telling you, in jail, it's not really like that, yo. The littlest dude is not getting like punked for his food and his fucking stuff. What happens is the littlest dude is like a drug addict and he's fucking selling his tray and getting his tray took because he's fucked up and did that to himself. That's the reality. That's what's happening to the littlest dude. Not because he can't protect himself. Like, everything that you guys see, that's not real. It's all fake. It's all fucking fake. Yo, it's all fake. And it just gets blown out of proportion. I'm 30 years old. I'm so sick and tired of people acting like they're fucking gangsters because of some fake ass shit, yo. That's not even real life. In real life, people aren't acting like that, yo. If you act like that, if you want to get shot. Y-Files.
We are about to experience
We'll
a
call it the
cosmic
night with
stop
the
sign, and that's
Y-Files,
because Mars and Aries will
we'll
conjunct
call it
Saturn and
Get
Aries
Laid.
on April 19th. This is all
We'll
about us
Y-Files it up
evaluating.
tonight.
This episode of the Y-Files is brought to you by Audible. 7 million years ago, a chimpanzee stood up on its hind legs and a new species of hominin emerged. Over the next few million years, hominins evolved. They were still ape-like in appearance, but these were not apes. Their brains grew larger. They created stone tools and hunted large game. They discovered fire and learned to follow the migration patterns of the animals they used for food, clothing, and shelter. It took a few million years for hominins to discover how to make a stone spearhead. 2 million years later, that stone spearhead changed into a different shaped spearhead. Technology evolved slowly. But 300,000 years ago, Homo sapiens appeared. And before long, we were the dominant species on the planet. Once they destroyed Neanderthals once and for all, something happened. Technology accelerated. It only took 30,000 years to go from Göbekli Tepe to landing probes on other planets. How could mankind evolve so fast? The answer is they couldn't. Mankind didn't evolve at all. Mankind was engineered, purpose-built to be the perfect slaves for a race of far superior beings who, according to ancient texts, descended from the heavens.
Abraxas.
Eventually, the slaves rebelled, and our masters tried to destroy us in a great flood. Sumerian texts, Egyptian religions, ancient Indian myths, Native American legends, even the Bible, they all tell the same story. It's the story of gods and men. It's the story of the Anunnaki. Change your plans.
As you know, for the past week, we've been covering this horrendous kidnapping.
Joining us today to discuss the situation is AJ. AJ, tell us how you're feeling.
AJ, you're alive. The whole world now knows that Hecklefish was kidnapped for ransom 3 days ago. Behind me is a recent photograph of him. Moons once shined brightly. Now they were barely visible through the haze. Stars that had once filled the night sky could no longer be seen. Anunnaki lived for 200,000 years. This long...
Hey guys, I have memberships on my YouTube for those that want to join, and I just did turn the gifts on. So, if you guys want to be the first person to send me a gift on YouTube, go ahead. I think you guys can now. Go ahead and test that out. I just turned it on, guys. So for those that want to be the first person, send me something.
Long lifespan, once considered a gift, was now a curse. The older Anunnaki remembered a night sky filled with stars, but the young ones had never seen a star. The last brightest star disappeared behind the gloom years ago. In the cities of Nibiru, the towering spires of ancient buildings loomed over empty streets. The grand avenues, once lined with breathtaking sculptures and shimmering fountains, now seemed to taunt the Anunnaki, a painful reminder of an age of prosperity now long in the past. The gardens that once bloomed with exotic plants and flowers were now withered and brown. Formerly vibrant landscapes were barren and decayed, a casualty of the failing ecosystem. Anu and the Anunnaki people knew that their planet was dying and that they were running out of time. Anu had the greatest minds in the world working on this problem, but the outlook was grim. Then Anu's son Enlil burst into the room. He said, "Father, I know how we can save the planet." In the halls of learning, the greatest minds of Nibiru worked tirelessly to find a solution. They pored over ancient texts and conducted countless experiments, searching for a way to halt the decay of their world. And then, in a moment of desperation and brilliance, Anunnaki scientists discovered the answer: gold. The precious metal rare on Nibiru held the key to their salvation. When suspended in the atmosphere, microscopic gold reflects and absorbs the harmful radiation of the sun and space. It was the one chance to stabilize their atmosphere. It was a long shot and would take years, but it was their only hope. The Anunnaki mobilized all their resources and devised a plan. They sent expeditions to the far reaches of the solar system, searching for planets rich in gold. They would mine the gold, bring it back to their planet, and release it into the atmosphere in a desperate attempt to save their world. For years, probes went out, and probes found nothing. Probes traveled the inner solar system and found nothing.
Hey, yo, thank you, Virginia Vargo. Hey, sent sunshine for 200 joules. Hey, everybody spam W's in the chat. Oh, yo, that's what's up. Yo, I can turn it into a members-only stream, too. That's what's up. There we go. We started a poll for you guys. I am going to be looking for a mod, too.
Nothing but useless volcanic rock and toxic gas. But today there was a glimmer of hope. One of the probes reported not just the presence of gold, but of many more life-saving resources. All the elders were present at the council meeting: Enki, Inanna, Ninhursag, and Utu. But it was Anu's son Enlil who spoke first.
Data from one of our probes has come in. There is a planet very close to the yellow star, rich in gold. It also has liquid water in abundance. Its atmosphere is thinner than ours, but it has a strong magnetic field that shields it from the radiation killing our planet. It's the third planet from the star.
Anu knew of this planet. They called it Kai, but would later become known as Earth. Earth revolved around the sun very quickly. Nibiru was also in orbit around the star, but it took 3,600 Earth years to complete one revolution. Anu thought Earth sounded perfect. The journey would be dangerous, but times were desperate. Soon Nibiru would be making a close approach to Earth. The timing was perfect. He urged them to depart immediately, but Enlil had more to say.
But Earth is teeming with life, including intelligent creatures, though still early in their development. These creatures are bipedal like us, but smaller than us, perhaps half our height.
The creatures Enlil spoke of were under 6 feet tall. Anunnaki were between 12 and 15 feet tall. This is because Nibiru's gravity wasn't as strong as Earth's. This was just math. More gravity means smaller life forms. Low gravity allows plants and animals to grow very tall. Aside from their small size, the Earth creatures were similar in appearance to the Anunnaki in other ways. Larger skulls than the Earthlings. But the Earth beings had 2 arms, 2 legs, eyes, nose, mouth, just like the Anunnaki. Anu sensed concern in Enlil's voice.
Do these Earth creatures pose a threat to us and our project?
They are primitive but violent. Some eat animal flesh, if you can imagine. They have no interest in gold, but they may perceive us as a threat. They have no technology beyond wood and stone. Still, in numbers, they could be dangerous.
That's what the Ajiji are for.
The Ajiji were a race of slaves who served the Anunnaki in all things, from operating the factories to maintaining order. They were an intelligent and obedient workforce, and they could surely handle primitive creatures half their size. The council convened, the decision was made, and 300 Anunnaki and 600 Ajiji were loaded onto great ships. It was time to make the journey sunward. It was time to make the journey to Earth.
I just sketched an idea this morning, and I now have a fully animated voiced over video. It's only 2 p.m.
Yeah.